Hey there guys and girls, welcome to another video. Before we jump into today's story, I just wanted to address a couple things really quick. I was actually slightly hesitant to even publish this video because the last thing I want to do is encourage people to scam others online or to teach people how to get away with scams. But I do feel like it's more important to warn other sellers of potential dangers that could happen. Another thing though, in over 6 years of reselling online full-time, this is the first time that this scam has happened to us. So I want you to understand that it's not common practice, it's not the norm, so please don't let this video shy you away from reselling online. It is not a normal thing that a scam like this would happen to a seller. But if you do feel like this video is helpful to other resellers, please do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button on the video because that'll help increase exposure, and please feel free to share it in whatever Facebook groups that you're a part of or any other reseller groups that you're a part of. Please feel free to share it anywhere you like. As always, we appreciate your support, and hopefully this video helps a lot more than it hurts. Let's get into the story. Hey, so I have a really big issue right now. So we had an item get an eBay return opened on it. It's a $750 item. And on Saturday, the item showed as delivered. The return showed as delivered. It's a signature confirmation, so someone has to sign for it. Here's the issue. It was delivered at 4:07 p.m. to our UPS store address on Saturday, and that store is closed. So I went, and they don't have it, obviously. So I went to the USPS, to the post office, and talked to them. They pulled up, check this out, they pulled up a picture of the tracking number on a package, and it is not the correct name, from name, and it's not the correct address. But what I saw is that the address is a CVS across the street from where the UPS store is. So I actually just left, but I went to the CVS store and I told them, and they did have the package. Here's the issue. The item is a t-shirt. This is the package that I got. It feels empty. I haven't opened it yet. I filmed everything. It feels empty. I'm gonna film it, film opening it. And the bad part is it shows as delivered on eBay. It shows as the return is delivered on eBay. So they could open a claim and get refunded immediately, and then I'm out the $750 item and the $750. Like I said, I'm gonna open this on camera, on film, and then I'm gonna call eBay, see what happens. So here's the result. Open the package, and it's just an empty bubble mailer. Completely empty. These are fun to pop though, so silver lining, right?
Okay, all right. $750 worth of fun?
Silver lining.
Call is being recorded for quality assurance purposes, and I see open account 8 years ago. Thank you for your loyalty. What can I resolve for you today?
So I have a really big issue happening right now, actually. If you look on our account, we have an open return.
This is a Vintage Man Undertaker WWF t-shirt.
Correct. So if you look at the return ID, it's showing as delivered, and we get all of our packages, or all of our returns delivered to a UPS store. And this one obviously needed to be signed for as well. Well, it shows as delivered on November 6th at 4:59 p.m., which is Saturday at 4:59 p.m. And that store is closed at that time. So there's no way it was delivered to that store. So this morning I went to the UPS store to see if they had it. They said no, that package never arrived. It was never checked in. So I thought maybe it was delivered to the building next door. So I checked there, and they didn't have it either. So I went to USPS. I went to the post office, and I talked to the postal manager there, and they were able to pull up a picture of the package with using the tracking number, and the address on it, the to address was a CVS across the street from the UPS store. So I was like, okay, I guess it was just returned to the wrong address. So I went to the CVS store and I asked them if they had the package. They did. They gave it to me, and it is an empty package with not the correct address on it and not the correct from address either. So it's clearly a scam, and I've recorded the whole thing.
Give me one moment, just making some notes here. I am seeing the buyer did use the shipping label on the account to send this item. It went to the address on file, which shows it was 11705 Boyette Rd.
It did not go to that address, and that's not the address on the label.
I understand, but this is what I'm seeing here. They didn't use any other label than a shipping label that was provided to them, and that was the address printed on that label. So if this ended up somewhere else, and that tracking number is, which it is, it's the tracking number, he didn't or she didn't upload the tracking number. They used the tracking number from the system. So if all of this happened, which I believe what you're saying is a situation where normally the post office, since this is their label, are going to have to look into that. Why was that item sent to a CVS when it was addressed to go to you? They would need to check and see what went on there, because you're saying also it was addressed to someplace else. They need to see what happened with that, because the label they absolutely got was addressed to you, and
well, it's also an empty package.
Information shown. I understand you're saying it's empty. So what I can do here is a one-time courtesy here. We'll go ahead and pay you for the item, but please know this is not the norm. And if this situation were to occur again, there may be a different route we have you take, such as have the postal carrier investigate this for you and work with them.
No worries at all.
I just wanted to give that information, because sometimes when these kinds of issues occur, sometimes people think that we can continue to always cover these. We can't. It's a one-time courtesy. Sometimes we can cover these kinds of situations, and then other times it would be a situation you would have to work with the postal carrier.
That's fine.
And have them do some further investigation on that.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I did go ahead and do that.
Okay.
You and the buyer both will get an email, and it can take up to probably 30 minutes to the most.
What I would like as well, if you're able to do this, the buyer, I think it's a scam based around, I got a message from a different account the day before on this item, basically saying that I'm never going to sell it and it's not going to sell for that amount. And then the next day the item sold. So, and it's to an account with one feedback. So I personally think that it's a scam. There's a lot of scams around high-end vintage t-shirts, and I think that the buyer should be looked into. But that's up to you guys.
Sure, and you can report the buyer. That's exactly what that's for.
Okay.
Reporting the buyer feature sends a request over to that department and have them look into it. Most of those features don't fit. Some of them overlap. Just choose the best one. In most of them, there is a dialogue box that you can add extra comments to. So go ahead and report them. That will flag their eBay account, and someone will definitely investigate that report and see, if there's anything going on with that person. And then, depending on what they find, they would definitely, if there's something going on that shouldn't be, they would definitely reach out and reprimand that person.
Sounds good.
All right, sir. Well, you're all set, and thank you for contacting eBay. Enjoy your day.
Thank you so much. I mean, the only reason why they took care of it is because we have an 8-year-old account that's concierge service and in very good standing.
And we've never reported a situation like this ever.
But I mean,
usually do. Yeah.
This is a bad scam, though. If this had happened to someone with a brand new eBay account or someone that doesn't know, they would have been absolutely out the money, and then they would have had to deal with the Postal Service investigation. And
the Postal Service can't investigate. She says they can, they can't.
I mean, they would. I've never.
We've had issues with them, and they've never done anything.
Besides going and opening an actual police report, that's the only way that this would have worked out for somebody else. So craziness, man. That's the first time that this scam's ever happened to us.
With a vintage shirt.
People are getting really creative out there. Scary times. So here's the email from eBay showing that the case is now closed. It says, we've reviewed the case and have decided to issue the buyer a refund of $750 without any impact to you. So, I mean, they kind of win though, because they get the item for free, basically. So an update on this scam. We're fairly certain that the label was photoshopped, because we get eBay returns. It's part of business.
We know it's been photoshopped.
So we have return packages examples, and here I'll show you. Let's look at this one side by side. There's the example of the two side by side. We've never got a return service package that doesn't have the tracking number on the bottom and doesn't have the eBay return ID on the bottom either. So it's definitely very, very sketchy. On a more positive note, this shirt that Callie just folded, sold, and I got to wear it in Vegas, which is awesome. I'm gonna unfold it.
Okay. Aww. It's okay. I unfolded
Yeah. It's a really cool Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas mosquito head shirt. It is a size extra large, and it's sold to a friend of ours that we've sold other stuff to in Canada. It sold for $1,350.
Whoa.
Which is pretty good. Shipped. We're gonna ship it international priority, so it gets there nice and safe. But yeah, good sale on that. At least we know that he won't try to scam us. So that's the outcome of the scam. We got to keep the $750, and the buyer also got to keep the item. So, you know, was it a good outcome? I don't know. It's good that we didn't lose out on the money, but it's not a good thing that the buyer got to keep the item. We did report the buyer's account. We did report the other account that messaged us saying that we're never going to sell that item for that price too. So both accounts were reported. I don't know how much that'll do. Probably nothing, but it is what it is. We've done what we can to report that buyer. Please, if you ever find yourself in a situation like ours, make sure to reach out to eBay, document everything, film everything, make sure you have everything in order and document everything, and then reach out to eBay. There's also an eBay Facebook page called eBay for Business, and they've been very helpful with messaging back and helping us through issues on eBay. And one last thing before we end today's video. This week, we're doing some traveling through Virginia, and we've decided to do a little impromptu meetup. So from 6 to 9 p.m. this coming Friday, the 19th, we'll be at this little brewery called Ale Works Williamsburg. And if you're in the local area, if you want to make the drive, we would love to meet you. There's no cost, obviously. We're just going to be there hanging out with whoever shows up and having a couple of drinks and just having a good chat. So if you're in the area or if you want to come, show up 6 to 9 p.m. at Ale Works Williamsburg in Virginia, the 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. Yeah. I'll put a link to the website for the brewery and the address in the description of this video. So feel free to come out and say hi. And thank you again so much for watching. We love you all, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.